Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our latest Ninja Skill Booster, Delegate Like a Ninja. I'm very excited to be today launching our very first information around this new workshop that we are going to be running for many of our clients, and picking out some of the really key points for you to help you start delegating as well like a ninja. So as we always do, these sessions are 30 minutes, they're fast-paced, lots of information for you and a few little activities so that you can get some action going straight from the session. Please stay around at the end if you have questions specifically, or get in touch afterwards. We would love to chat to you if there's anything that we can do to help. My name is Julie Jones. I am a productivity ninja here at Think Productive, and absolutely, we love what we do. Matt is here with me too to help support me today and keep an eye on the chat box and to post a few links for you if there's information that we need to share. We love talking about this stuff, so please do keep in touch. My contact details there, please take a screenshot, but we will also keep in touch with you. We'll send you a recording link as well in an email after the session so that you can rewatch this if you need to, or feel free to share it with others. All of the recordings from past Ninja Skill Boosters are on our website. So if there's a topic that you're specifically needing help in, have a look there because there's loads and loads of stuff. So that's through the YouTube link on the website. You'll find that there. For those that don't know who we are, so Think Productive has been around in Australia, I think for 9 years now, Matt, about nine years, something like that.
And I think we're at 8 years now.
Yeah. 8 years. I'm a little ahead of myself, yes.
Yeah,
and globally,
we're talking about year 9 already, yeah.
Yes, we are, aren't we? We're doing our planning. As a global business for around about 14 years, I think, 14, 15 years. And we love helping people to love Mondays. Isn't that an interesting vision for a business? But that's really what we're here to do, is to help you to be more productive and get a better sense of well-being and love what you do. So yes, please feel free to chat with us. If you don't know much more about us, we can tell you all about it. It's a really cool thing for us to be doing. And here is a little sneak peek at our new workshop, our Delegate Like a Productivity Ninja workshop. So some key pointers. In the in-depth workshop, we go into this for 3 hours, so it's a much bigger session than the 30 minutes we're doing today. And we spend a lot of time working through some key activities around setting you up so that you can really be super productive and empower your team. So let's get into some content. I'm going to cover 3 key things for you today. We're going to talk about why delegation is great. I'm going to take you through why you need to delegate really well. And I'm going to then give you a few pointers on how to delegate like a ninja. So let's get into it. The very first thing I wanted to mention was that delegation's great. Okay, for some of us, we're fearful of delegation. We feel a little bit uncomfortable when we start to think about, oh, can I trust someone to do this? Or are they going to do it really well? But delegation is amazing. Yeah, if we delegate well, we free up our time to be able to do the things we really need to be doing. And for those that have done some of our workshops, you'll know that this is a really important part. We need to be focusing on the right things and getting our attention on those things. If we delegate well, we also create a growth mindset, both for ourselves and for our teams. We improve their skills and we develop our team. We start to do things like, planning ahead. We've got people that can step into our shoes if we need to. So we really create this awesome growth mindset. It also, and most importantly right now, as we move past COVID and into this new hybrid way of working, we establish a culture of trust. We talked a lot about this in our hybrid working think tank last week. Really so important to be building trust for our teams to feel that we trust them and that we know we can. That we feel as leaders that we are really establishing this great culture of trust. And I love the last point on this slide is the one that I love the most, I think, is that we build an organization of thinkers. We really create a structure that allows us to think well. And that's obviously a very big part of our productivity ninja training, is that we spend time helping people to be great thinkers, to think about where I should put my priorities, to think about how I do my work well, and using our brain power for the right kinds of things. So delegation really is great. I can't say that enough. So I'd love, now this is for you, interaction is really key here. I need lots and lots of comments in the chat box. What do you think stops you from delegating currently? And I love this little, I'm going to just pause and let you put some thoughts in what stops you delegating. But the little cartoon on the screen is really important, isn't it, as part of delegation? When I said, shoot, you should improve security, I meant put a latch on the door, not build a huge wall. Yes, let's have a good look at these comments in the chat box. There's loads coming through. Okay, time. Yes, often we feel we don't have enough time to brief someone well or train them to do those tasks. Trusting others. Guilt. Yeah, maybe guilty that, oh, I'm going to put more workload on those people in my team. What if you give them too much work, Ruth? Yes, absolutely. Takes time to do well. Yes, it does. Hopefully we've got some shortcuts for you today, some little tips that will help you to think about this. Okay, what else have we got here? Reasons why we don't delegate well, or we don't feel we delegate. Feels like more work to show someone what to do. Yes, how to do something, Rhiannon, than to just do it yourself. Yes, that's a really, really common one. I know that is such a hard one to overcome. It's really interesting. We talk a lot about this in Weapon Savvy Ninja when we're talking about being weapon savvy, and the idea that investing a little bit of time to upskill ourselves on a particular thing that takes time actually pays dividends. But stepping back and being able to do that when we're trying to delegate and train someone else can seem like just time not well invested. Okay, what else do we have here? Maybe fear of not being liked. Yes, Chewy, that's an interesting one, isn't it? The feeling of, yeah, am I going to ask people to do things I'm not prepared to do myself? Do they think that I'm just trying to be bigger than them? Difficult. Yeah, comfort. Alana's saying comfort in handling work that I know how to do easily. Yeah, but is it the best use of your time, Alana? Just a really interesting thought. There's a lot of guilt coming through here. I can see lots of guilt. Quicker to do it yourself. Yes, sometimes lots quicker. Sometimes arrogance. Yeah. Time to explain, no one to delegate to. That's a really tricky one, Kath. Yes. If you're working in your own business, a small business, I know that for Matt and I, as we've expanded Ninja, we have now an assistant. It's wonderful. We can delegate stuff to our assistant. Sometimes, again, it feels a bit, how do we do it? Is it quicker for us to do it? But yes, these are all the kind of common things. Wonderful. Karen saying trust. Nicola, yep. There are lots and lots of reasons why we always struggle to delegate. Yes. And Angela's saying, I struggle to delegate with one specific person as once they start the task, they will call and text constantly to check the task is right. Even though they've been shown and given feedback, I don't want to ask them to do anything anymore. That's a really tricky one. We're going to have some techniques and tips for you on that one. So yes, hang in there. Hopefully that will come through for you. And it's difficult when people feel they don't have a level of skill. They do feel quite a need for support and encouragement, and some people more than others. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Many comments there. Thank you so much. And you can see, this is a big topic. We need to learn some skills on how to delegate and how to do it well. So firstly, let's talk about what is delegation. It's a really simple definition here. Giving people things to do and making sure they do them. It's a very simple definition. Yeah, giving things to people to do and then making sure they do them. There are some nuances here, though, that I want to get into, which we spend a lot of time in the workshop on. There are a couple of realities that you need to grasp in terms of why we don't delegate well, and you've seen some of the comments in the chat box. But this is so important, why you do need to delegate, because you have way too much to do. Okay, we all do. Yeah, and as leaders, helping our teams through new hybrid working environment, or whichever environment you're in, we all feel like we have too much to do. Yeah, there's a lot of overwhelm at the moment. And this is really important. This is from Grace Marshall, who's one of our ninjas in the UK. Trying to get everything done will ruin your productivity. So it's so important to be able to focus on the right things. And as leaders, we need to be able to delegate those things that do not add value in our role. Yeah, the things that we should be delegating that are easy for somebody else to do, so that we can focus on the big things, the things we really need to be doing. And our reality number 2 is also really important. We live in a work environment that is interruption heavy. Yeah, there's loads of interruptions. And these things distract us and take us off task all the time. Yeah. And the more that we react to just all of those distractions, things like, Teams environment, notifications, emails, all of those things, the more we react, the less we do. And as a leader, we need to prevent this from happening. We need to figure out how to create an environment that protects us from that. And delegation is a really important skill in doing that. And this is the second point on here is also really key. The channels that you use to do your job are the channels that also prevent you from doing your job. So think about how many times you're answering questions or you're getting messages through Teams or wherever you're getting those messages from, your Slack channels or whatever tools you're using, whatever channels you're using within your business, how they help you in informing your team or asking for people to help you. They also stop you from doing stuff. They get in the way. So it's very important to be able to delegate so that you can create space and clarity in order for you to focus on the right things. So here's a few tips on how to delegate like a ninja. Some really simple little ones, but we're going to spend some time on these and I'm going to get you to do a little bit of deep thinking work. So I've got two key ones for you, two key ones that I would love for you to spend some time thinking on. The first one is, as a leader, as a manager of a team, we need to keep our eye on the big picture, not the detail. And sometimes we feel, certainly there are different skill levels within our team, and for certain team members, this is going to vary. We might need to give some more support on the, not to the point of micromanagement, hopefully, but we're going to need to give some of our team members more support than others. But as a leader, we need to be able to keep our head up. We need to be able to see what's coming. We need to be able to ensure that our team is seeing the bigger perspective rather than getting lost in all the detail of the minutiae. We often talk about this idea of, if we're thinking about our attention, if it's like a big glass jar, and in the day, we can either fill it up with some big rocks, some big important things that we want to focus on, some small pebbles, which are slightly smaller tasks, or we can fill it up with sand, which are all the minutiae, all the little tiny things that really don't make a lot of difference. And it's very important for us. We've talked a lot about this in our ninja sessions, the idea of putting your big rocks in first, focusing on the big stuff. And then, invariably some pebbles and sand are going to get in the jar as well. And that's okay. That's life. But as a leader, we need to be focusing on that bigger picture first. So I'd really like you to think on that in terms of how you'll manage your focus. And a lot of those little pebbles in the sand, can you delegate that? Can you clear the decks so that you can focus on those big rocks? The second really important shift in your perspective that I'd love you to think about today is moving to an intent-based leadership style. This is moving rather than thinking about, well, my team are there, I can see them, they're sitting at the desk, they're there from 9 to 5, everyone's being productive. There's a really big shift happening right now, specifically around hybrid working as well, in terms of our people are not sitting at their desks all the time. They're not sitting in front of us and we can't see what they're doing. So we need to trust, we need to understand that we need to move to an outcomes-based style of management. The idea of being really clear on our outcomes, understanding what it is I'm asking of my team and ensuring that they understand. And this is where we give them trust, we give them confidence. We say, hey, we know that you're going to be great at this. Get out there and just get it done. Yeah, you don't need to keep checking back in with me on that one from that specific example we had before. So really being intent-based. This is a really big shift in the way we think as leaders, making sure that we are focused on outcomes. And if you remember from the little cartoon up front, I thought I said improve security, put a lock on the door. Unless we are really clear on the outcome that we need, we all have different perspectives. There's another example that we use where we say, hey, could you bring me in a birthday cake tomorrow? And everyone's got a different interpretation of what that cake's going to look like. So we need to align on our outcomes. We need to align on what it is that we need specifically people to do. And here are a couple of techniques that will help with these kind of areas. So I'm going to get you to do an activity first, actually. This one, I would love, just right now, if you're at your desk, you've got a list of things to do today, you've got your calendar in front of you maybe, you've got a few things. I'm going to give you maybe just 5 minutes to do this. I don't want to take too long out of the session, but I do want you to do some deep thinking. I want you to think about, of all the things that are on my list to do today, the outcomes that I have in front of me, which ones could I delegate? So let's just take 5 minutes. I'm going to quickly grab my phone and I'll put a timer on. And please take some time just to reflect. Think about which outcomes you could delegate that you do not need to do yourself, that you could find somebody else to do in your team. Okay. I'm going to do 4 minutes actually. Ready, set, go. I should also say, if anyone has any questions on this activity, please feel free to pop in the chat box. Miranda's a great example there, leading a meeting, getting someone else to lead that meeting. Fantastic. Angela. Yeah, Angela was just mentioning that she has a situation where she's the only full-time person and she has, oops, sorry, I should stop the clock. There we go. Awesome. I think I stopped it. Yes, I did. Awesome. Yeah, Angela has a situation where she's the only full-time person, so she's delegating sometimes to part-time team members. And it's a really tricky one to manage that delegation and thinking about how you could effectively do that. I was suggesting to Angela that maybe there are some small non-time critical tasks that could be delegated. Maybe just looking for small ones to start with could really help. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have here? Most of time critical. Yeah, that can make it very tricky to delegate. Yes, Kelly's saying actually quite a bit you can delegate. Now I'm keen to know how best to do it. Awesome. Well, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Thank you so much for sharing. Please feel free to keep popping messages into. Isn't it interesting? Meetings are coming up. Yes, getting someone else to lead meetings, a really awesome way to delegate. So this is a really important one when you're thinking about setting some boundaries around, and this encourages people to delegate and to establish trust. So this is a really important one to think about. Setting boundaries for people allows them to just go off and do stuff and then to check in with you if they need to. So for instance, I think Angela was mentioning that there's somebody that, you know, wants lots of feedback, wants lots of support, but if you set these boundaries clearly up front, this can help. So it's your choice what you do. So within the yolk of the egg, yeah, it's your choice what to do within this boundary. Do what you think is best and I will support your decision. Simple as that. It establishes trust. It gives permission to get on with the task. In the white of the egg, if you move into this zone, this is the kind of conversation that you can have with your team. If you move into this area, check with me first and we can agree a way forward. It allows, again, clarity around responsibility, around decision making. And if we're outside of the egg, don't go past here. Setting that clear boundary, that's not going to be in your remit. Yeah. So setting boundaries can really help to establish trust and to get people really clear on those outcomes. Remember, if you are setting some delegation tasks, outcome is really important. Being very clear on what it is you're asking for, asking your team member to reflect back to you. So do we understand? Have we got a common understanding or shared objective here? We understand what it is we're doing. It starts to remove some of the grayness and creates clarity. Very, very important. Okay, I'm going to come back to some of the comments in the chat box in a second, but I wanted to get to this next one. This is the most important technique or tip I wanted to share with you from the workshop is knowing your people. knowing them intimately. We started to do this more so during COVID. We saw that we were starting to get a personal connection with people that we probably hadn't connected with before, because as leaders, we needed to support our team. Now it's even more important in hybrid working styles, knowing who is really good at what. You know, for me, I'm not so good on Excel. I love that Kate loves Excel. Yeah, that's a really great thing to know. But what else are our team really good at? What would they love you to delegate to them? Ask them that question. What are the tasks that they feel really good about? It's a great way to empower your team, to enable your team to move forward. Now, I am worried. We are running out of time. We've got 6 minutes left. So I just wanted to say, please think deeply. We do have lots more skills and techniques we could share, but it's just so hard to cram any more into a 30-minute session. But think about delegation. Free up your time. Spend time with that list that you've started today, creating a list of the tasks that you can delegate. Create that growth mindset. If you've identified areas where your team are not, sorry, I did not turn that off. That's really weird. If you have identified areas where you're lacking skill for your team, give them some development, upskill them so that they can take on some of the tasks that you need them to. Constantly working with your team also to establish that culture of trust is key. Empower them, make them feel, absolutely, this is an important task and I really would love you to do it because I know that you can. And by empowering our team, ensuring that we're doing lots of our boss thinking, the things that we talk about when we do our ninja skills, is we create an organization of thinkers. So I hope that was useful for you today. I'm going to just skip back to the chat box, make sure I haven't missed anything. I've got some here. So yeah, leading teams came out. Quite a bit to delegate there. Kelly, I'm looking forward to seeing your list of delegations. That would be fabulous. Sarah, leading a meeting is a good one. Hadn't thought of that. Yeah, it's awesome. Getting somebody to chair a meeting or even take minutes can save you a heap of time. Yeah, and start to give some accountability and shared commitment to the outcomes of that session. Ruth saying, finding it hard to identify additional things to delegate as my team do manage their own teams really well. That's fabulous. I just find them constantly reactive to the inbox. We need to do the inbox to zero, Ruth. We'll talk about that one again afterwards. Yes, really important to have really good strategies around managing emails. And as we mentioned, managing all of those issues about the tools and the channels that keep distracting us when we're supposed to be doing our work. Yeah, constantly reacting to that. Advising and confirming matters for them during the day. Maybe set some more boundaries. Yeah, try the egg method. It does work. Wonderful. Love the egg, Kelly. Thank you. I only have a team of one, so most tasks I have to delegate, pay a contractor. And sometimes, Karen, that's equally important. Find a great consultant or contractor that you can use to help support you if you're able. Having someone like that. Virtual assistants now are very, very common. That can really be a very cost-effective way of helping support you if you do need to delegate. And Sarah, yes, I will go back to the egg. There we go. There's the egg for you. If you need to see the egg again, I will just pop that up for a second, maybe take a screenshot. I will come back to that at the end, but I did just want to finish off with a few cool little things, if that's okay. Hopefully you've got that one now. I'll come back to that. A little surprise giveaway for those that are online with us right now. I would love to give away some copies of Work Fuel. We do this at our monthly
Like Julie may have frozen. Yeah, Julie's frozen, so I'll jump in here. Hi, everyone. It's Matt. I'm just going to put the link in here. Yeah, what a time to freeze. Hope you can all hear me now. Can you just put a yes in the chat if you can hear me, please? And yeah, great. Thank you. So the slide's frozen, but hopefully Julie comes back. Yes. There's Julie.
Oh, I've jumped on the Ninja Tech, my backup copy. How's that?
Yes, we can hear you, but the slides have now disappeared. So that's okay.
That's okay. Well, I will just talk you guys through the last couple of slides. We've had some issues with the internet recently with all the storms and the crazy weather.
So Julie, I've just put the email address and the Work Fuel comment in the chat. So if you want to explain the giveaway.
Yes, lovely. So we have 3 copies of Work Fuel. It's one of Graham's latest books with the nutritionist Nicole Hennigan on how to have the energy, how to actually be a great ninja. There's something weird going on in this household today. My phone keeps going off. Apologies for that. So yes, we would love to give those copies away. So please email through for us to our email address, which Matt has put in the chat box. So if you could just email WorkFuel, yes, please, and we will send out a copy to you in the post.
3 winners.
Okay.
3 winners.
Yeah.
We'll be choosing 3 winners at random. Yep.
Yes. And my next slides, I can't actually see, the whole computer has frozen. But
That's
our
all right.
next
We're
slide,
going to talk about 6 weeks to Ninja.
yes, we were. So we were just going to mention that our next 6 weeks to Ninja program starts on Thursday this week. We have a couple of spots left. Matt's just popped the link into the chat box. It is an amazing program. We absolutely love running this. It's a small group program with really deep immersion into all of the ninja skills. We get your inbox to 0. We do a whole range of things over that 6 weeks to get you into some really great routines and habits around your productivity and well-being. So if anyone would like to join us, please feel free. If you need anything else from us at all, please get in touch. We've got loads of great workshops that we do for everyone. And Matt's just popped in the next Ninja Skill Booster, which is on the 21st of June, is going to be led by Ninja Gavin. And that's going to be about meetings, how to stop meetings from sucking, basically. So if you would like to get in touch and join that one, you can just register on the website. There's the link there. Just pop in and register for the next one. Okay, I think we're at 9:30, so we are going to stop. And I hope that was really valuable for you today. Thank you so much, Kelly. Wonderful. Thanks, Ruth. And yes, please feel free to stay online. We can chat here with you, and I will sort out what's going on with my computer after the session. So thanks so much for joining. Thank you, Matt, for co-hosting and helping me out.
Pleasure. Thank you, Julie. I also put a link in there to the workshop, the new workshop, Delegate Like a Productivity Ninja, because that's what we've given a sneak peek of today. So that link to our website has all the details about the full workshop, Delegate Like a Productivity Ninja. And I was going to add that one of the things with delegation is, because it was lovely to sit and listen to this, one of the things with delegation is the follow-up. A lot of people worry, like, how am I going to have time to follow up? Will I remember to follow up? And this is where having the waiting for list in either our emails or our second brain that many of you have heard us talk about. Keeping a list of things that you delegated that you need to follow up on just makes that so much easier as well. So having a separate list somewhere. So
perfect, isn't it, Matt? Yeah, wonderful. Fabulous.
Are there any other questions or anything or comments? I love the chat. I'll be going back and reviewing all those reasons why people resist delegation, because that's such an important thing for us to be focusing on, as we do in our workshop. But it's good to thank you for the brainstorm today, everyone. It was great.
It was perfect, wasn't it? Wonderful. Fabulous. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I'm just trying to see if on this one I can still see we have 23 people online. So if anybody would like some help or would like to chat, Angela's just saying, having trouble with email since I applied rules. Some rules have come undone. That's interesting, Angela. Yeah, we should have a check on that one. Find out what's going on with those rules. Yes. Off to a meeting now, Jennifer. Awesome. Make sure you delegate the minute taking.
So Angela, I'm always happy to help. Julie's always happy to help. Just get in touch. We can just jump on and do a screen share at some stage and look at your rules for you. See what's going on there. So you're welcome to email us.
Beautiful.
There's the email address again.
Thank you, Matt. And yes, most people are leaving now, but if anybody still last call. Could get an error. Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day, and we will look forward to chatting to you again at our next Ninja Skill Booster or any time in between. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks, everyone.